Hey guys, Dave with First Place Auto Parts, and you know, as an adult car guy, there are things that scare me and there's some things that worry me. Look, as a guy, as a grown adult, scary pumpkins don't scare me. What worries me though when I'm working on a new project is like when I'm tightening down a bolt and all of a sudden it gets easier to turn. You know what I'm talking about. Or when I go to my toolbox and I can't find a 1/2 inch or a 9/16 wrench to save my life. That worries me as well. Things that scare me, quite honestly, typically they come from my childhood. And there are certain vehicles that were either shows or movies that scared the living daylights out of me then, and they still do to this day. So in today's video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the scariest vehicles, whether it might be a truck, a car, a boat, whatever it might be, that scares me the most. At the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you the #1 vehicle that I'm the most worried about when I see it come either down the street or at a show. So why don't you stay tuned and we'll take a look at all the mechanical mayhem and the scariness right now. Hey guys, if you like today's video, please consider subscribing to the First Place Auto Parts YouTube channel. We're going to continually be adding new videos every week where we show you how to put new parts on, we take a look at the latest parts that are available, and we go to some pretty cool car guy stuff I'm pretty sure you're going to want to see. Now, when I was a much younger car guy, as a matter of fact, I was playing with Hot Wheels instead of real wheels. There was a TV show called The Munsters, and The Munsters had 2 cars on it that I remember vividly even to this day, and to be honest with you, they were super cool. The first one was Dragula, and the second was the Munster Koach. And look, I didn't know what Dragula was, man. I didn't even know what drag cars were when I was young, but I knew that car was cool. Look, the cheater slicks in the back, the bubble canopy, dude, that thing was freaking awesome, and I still remember that car to this day, and is loved by car people everywhere. The creation known as Dracula was a purpose-built drag car built by Grandpa in the episode called Hot Rod Herman. Built by George Barris, the Dragula was built from a body of a real fiberglass coffin that was purchased out of the back door of a funeral home in North Hollywood. The vehicle sported 2 10.5-inch wide cheater slicks mounted on custom 10-inch Raider aluminum wheels. The miles per gallon on Dragula were rated at 4 gallons per mile of embalming fluid. The other car from the Munster show, TV and movie, was actually the family daily driver, and that was the Monster Koach. The Munster Koach appeared in over 20 episodes throughout the series. It was also seen in the movie Monsters Go Home. Only one coach was made for the television series and feature film, and it was made from using 3 Model T bodies, and it's 18 feet long. The 133-inch frame was made by hand, and the blood red interior and the black paint, well, it just adds to the credence of the car being one of the scariest vehicles ever produced. And the very next most truly terrifying car, and look, this may be the scariest one of them all for me, is the 1958 Fury, simply known as Christine. Look, this red beauty could self-regenerate even after it went after somebody and ran them over on fire, and the dang odometer rolled back for every mile that it went forward. Now, I wish all my cars could do that, but the fact that they can't, it scares me that this car does. And when you're making a movie centered around a car that gobbles up as many people and destroys so much stuff, you need a lot of vehicles. The producers of the movie had to send out ads across the whole country and bought up 23 of the 58 Furies, of which 16 were used to shoot, and the other 7 cars, they were used for parts. And judging by the amount of times that Christine gets damaged and rebuilt, they used every one of those cars and all the parts they had available to keep that movie going. Terror, it doesn't just come in the form of a car, it can come in the form of a truck. And in the form of this truck is a 1941 COE that was found in the movie Jeepers Creepers. Look, this truck was rusted out. It had a cow catcher on the front end. And if you saw this thing in your rearview mirror, you knew you were toast. The truck just looked sinister sitting still. Moving is downright evil. The creeper himself, the driver of the vehicle, at least he had a sense of humor. His license plate read, "Be eating you." And that's what he did. He's hunted by sense of smell. And if this truck pulled up behind you, you knew you were in trouble. So how does an innocent looking baby blue Chevrolet C10 end up in this list of terrifying vehicles? It's easy. When it's part of the release of the 1974 movie, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In the movie, the truck's originally the victim's car, where Leatherface decides he has a taste for trucks too, and uses it throughout the movie for all kinds of bloody activities. Can't imagine anything worse than being hogtied, thrown in the back of your own truck, being driven by a chainsaw-yielding bad guy, and it would doubly hurt because he probably wouldn't take care of my classic truck to boot. And here's all I have to say to Leatherface is, look, wash my truck when you're done with it, and don't scratch it when you put that doggone chainsaw in the back of the bed. And following along with the scary truck theme, the next one that gets my blood boiling is the 4800 Western Star big rig found in the movie Maximum Overdrive. The leader was a Western Star 4800 known as the Goblin Truck, and whose large goblin face not only stopped all the airflow through its radiator, but also glowed red when it started on one of its murderous rampages. And I don't know about you, but to this day, I cannot walk in front of a big rig, in front of the bumper, and not think of that damn truck starting up and trying to run me over. Look, it's a scar that I'll have to live with the rest of my life, but dang it, that was a good scary truck. And then there is the Nightmare on Elm Street car. And look, you bet you didn't know there was a car in that thing, but there was. It was a 1958 Cadillac at the end of the movie. The young girl, who's kind of the starlet and the theme through the whole movie, is running out to get into a car, and she thinks it's her friend. She jumps in this car, and the next thing you see is a pan from back, and you see the convertible top closing, and it has the same colors, the red with the stripes on it, as Freddy Krueger's shirt that he wears through the whole thing. The last thing you see is the girl pounding on the window trying to get out. Typically I like Cadillacs, but this is one Cadillac I could do without. Scary cars and trucks, look, they made a lot of these movies and shows what they were. They are almost as big as the actual actors themselves, and to this day, a lot of these cars still give me the heebie-jeebies. The scariest car that I've seen is a Toyota Prius. Wait, I didn't say that out loud, did I? If I did, I apologize to the Prius owners. But the scariest car for me was the movie Christine. The car, the 58 Fury. Look, that thing, when it's on fire and it's running down the bad guys, runs him over and sets him on fire, goes back to Darnell's and rebuilds itself. That's a scary gig, man. I wish my cars could rebuild themselves, but I'd like them to have a little bit less attitude than Christine had. Well, that wraps up that video of scary cars. I hope you found it interesting and fun. And if you have some cars that struck you as particularly scary, whether from your childhood or even right now, make sure to let me know in the comments section. I'm interested to hear what scares you. Guys, until next time, keep the hammer down and keep it between the guardrails.